Welcome to our weekly radio show and television show with Bradley Central basketball head coach Chuck Clark, along with two players today, Tucker Green and Isaac Smith. Both of you guys are juniors, I believe. Yep, we got a couple of juniors. We'll talk to them in just a moment. But, Coach, let's go back and sort of review what we had happen last week. Had a great win over Innsworth Saturday, a week ago, I guess it was. Last week, Friday night, district game, first game of the year. Have you ever had an opponent shoot that well against you as Cleveland did? Man, they were lights out the entire game.
Well, no. And part of it you can attribute to them. Part of it you can contribute to lack of defense on our part. And I promised the guys I would not talk about that game a whole lot anymore, especially with them.
Okay.
And we'll do it today.
You want to skip that question? Oh, we'll talk about it today?
We'll
okay.
talk about it a little bit today.
Okay.
But not a lot, because I don't want to dwell on the past.
Right.
And we'll look at it and evaluate, see what we can improve from the past. But all we can do is improve on that part of the game. And so defensively, we worked on that a little bit.
Yeah, it works both ways. You give them some easy shots, I guess, and all that. Well, forget that. Tonight you've got a big game coming up with East Hamilton, District 5 AAA matchup, and that will be certainly a game that Bears need to win. It's another home game, and I know you're looking forward to that. East Hamilton always gives us a lot of competition.
It gives us a chance to get back to 500 in the district. So that's the main thing. Plus, East Ham's had our number the last couple of years. And even though we've had tough games and been very competitive, we still hadn't got over the hump yet. And so hopefully we'll play a little bit better than defensively tonight than what we did the previous game. And I hope that we'll run our offense and execute a whole lot better.
Well, you mentioned on the radio the other night in a post-game interview that you were pleased with the effort, but unhappy with the execution part of that. So,
offensively, the ball bogged down, and we can't do that. I mean, in tight games, that's where we turn around and we continuous movement. Passing the ball, continue running our offense, and break the defense down. And what we were doing, we were breaking ourselves down and then settling for not so good shots.
Okay.
And then they were scoring. If they're shooting 83%, they're scoring.
Yeah, that's as high as I've ever heard of anybody. Let's talk to the players you got here with. Let's start with Isaac first. Isaac, you're a junior this year. And everybody knows your dad is the head coach of the lead men. We see him in a lot of our games. I see him down at Lake Forest down there watching the games down there. I guess you've got siblings that are going to school down there. Does he ever try to evaluate your game and say, hey, you could improve it by doing this or that? Or does he let Coach Clark do it, or both of them try to help you out? Or how does that work for you?
Yeah, we evaluate game all the time. About every night, either watching film, just breaking down like as much as we can, and I take a lot of word from Coach Clark too, with my game and our team's game and how things are handled.
Well, I guess it's good to have someone like your dad as a coach who knows the game and says, hey,
Yes,
maybe you could try this and help out and get a little better there. Tucker, you're a junior. Both the guys are juniors. What are you working on to improve your game overall? I mean, I know a lot of times you got to do one-on-one shooting on your own. Is that something you do, or are you working out weights to try to get stronger and get better? What is it that you try to do?
Honestly, I'm trying to improve every day. Just anything I can improve any day, and I think shooting, I definitely need to work on. Driving, finishing, defense. Defense is a big part.
Right.
Just anything I can get better at.
Well, now your dad, Stacy, does he think he's an expert in basketball and try to help you out there, or does he just leave you alone?
He's got some basketball knowledge from his past, but he played football in college all throughout his school days, and he thinks he's a basketball whiz.
All parents do.
Yeah.
Coach, you know that, don't you?
There's a bunch of coaches in the stands, that's for sure.
Yeah, we hear them all the time.
I don't hear them. During a game, I don't hear anything that goes on, and so I don't hear my assistants half the time when they're telling me to either get back on the court or get off the court. But that's, you know, you got to have be focused in on the game.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Well,
so-
I understand that now. We hear a lot of officials in the stands. You know, no matter which call is made which way, it's not going to please half the group. You know, that's the way it goes. But
And I've been accused of trying to officiate the game, but you know, as I've gotten older, I don't worry about that so much because you know what, it's not going to change the call.
right.
So as they're running down, I may give a suggestion that my player would like his watch back because he had it the last time he went driving to the paint, and now it's gone. And so.
So
you
you
know,
got mugged, huh?
yeah, well, you know, you can do it with some humor and
Yeah.
get your point across a whole lot easier than you can by yelling at a guy. And so
You respect them, they respect you.
they appreciate my sense of humor sometimes, and so I'm glad about that.
Well, from our broadcast position, I overhear you a lot of times encouraging the team, you know, and hollering them to get in position, whatever. But I know there's a lot goes into head coaching. I have no concept of what it really takes, but you've got Drew German now who stepped up as your JV coach. You got Kobe Dills who's new to staff there, and those guys are always telling you, you know, about subbing, about keeping you informed about player fouls and things like that. And they're a key component of, if you're going to be successful, you got to have some coaches that can help you out there always.
You really do. I mean, that's you try to surround yourself with people smarter than you are, and so and I've done that. And plus, we have Coach Nipper out at Lake Forest who
Yeah.
comes in
Yes.
and works with us. So we've got Coach Nipper and Coach German who break down the films and break down the player from the other team. And Coach Deals takes care of all the video stuff that we need, the stats and all of that. So keeps me up to date with what's going on in foul situations. So you know, you try to do all of those things, and plus, you know, you listen to your players.
Yeah.
You know, they help you out tremendously. As you know, we worked on something yesterday, or the day before yesterday, wasn't it? Where Isaac had been studying film with his dad and said that a team that Lee was getting ready to play, that this is something we might could use on in our game, and so. We had Isaac teach the team. You know, he's going to be a great coach one day. And so, you know, we listened to what he's got to say on some of that, and we tried to implement it, and hopefully it'll work out for us.
That's an asset you hadn't really thought about. Not many teams will have someone like that could help you out indirectly.
You know, last year he developed some injuries, and so I put him to work. You know, and I had him break down film of our opponents that we were getting ready to play, and so he had it set up for the players and told them exactly what they were going to do and all of that. So you know, he was injured, so we used his mind,
Okay.
and so he's going to be, you know, I think that he's going to be a really good coach one day if he wants to go that area. But you know, a lot of our guys have that right now, and so. They are, their basketball IQ is pretty good. So, I mean, I'm kind of crazy. I can listen to anybody's suggestions, and then it's up to me to decide how we want to implement it or toss it in the garbage, whichever way. And so, but normally I'll listen, and we'll try to implement whatever it is or use it, and that works out for our team.
Well, Isaac, since he brought that up, you're just a junior. You got another year here at Bradley, but do you see yourself down the road being a coach at some level? Is that something you'd like to do or aspire to do? Or?
Yeah, it's something I enjoy now, so I definitely aspire to do that in the future.
Well, Tucker, where do you see yourself down the road? You're only a junior as well. You got another year here at Bradley. Do you like to play ball in college as well?
I'm thinking about playing ball in college somewhere, just any level I can, or coaching somewhere, high school level, middle school, doesn't matter, just getting up that ranking.
Well, we've got East Ham tonight. What do you think we're going to see out of them? You know, they're usually pretty athletic.
We're going to see some pressure, athleticism. I don't think they can shoot the ball very well, but defense and athleticism is what we're going to mainly see.
You agree with that, Isaac? Is that what it looks like on film when you watch them?
A lot of high pressure, a lot of double teams, a lot of just run, jump, action.
Coach, have they played any of our common opponents that we've had so far this year? I didn't think to check on that. I'm not sure.
No, not yet. I mean, we hadn't played very many games.
I know we haven't really.
You know, I look at in the region that we're playing, and we've played 5 games, and everybody else is 8 to 10, even 12 games, and I'm going, holy smokes. But
It's going to hit you hard in January, though.
well, you know what? That's okay. We'll take our lumps right now because all of those guys have already went through some of their lumps that they've gone. And I thought about that at the Cleveland game, and you know they're 9-0 right now, but they, you know, playing 8 games, we played 4. Okay, they're more used to themselves and playing with each other those 4 extra games than what we've had the opportunity to play. Part of it's my scheduling, you know, not taking advantage of Hall of Fame games. But 2, I didn't know that our football team might not be playing
Right.
continuing on in the tournament. So, you know, and a lot of those teams just, they don't have as many football players. And I can understand that. And I see why I did what I did. But I'm also, you know, next year I may reevaluate and look and maybe add a Hall of Fame game and add an extra game or 2 to the schedule.
Well, this is going to be our last show before the Christmas break, so let's go ahead. I know you don't like to talk ahead about games, but we do need to mention the fact that after tonight, which is the big district game, you're going to be going to Knoxville area and playing at Farragut Thursday and Friday, and you're going to play two of the toughest teams in that whole area fair. When you play Bearden, who's defending state champion, won what, last 5 in a row, I believe you said, or something like that.
They started the season early, and their footballers were still in football and just coming back, and they lost their first 4 out of 5 games, I believe. I saw it on their schedule, but now they've turned around and won their last 4 in a row. So they're on a little roll, and so you know, getting your footballers, getting everybody back in tune, it takes a while. And but then Farragut, you know, won their first 7 or 8 in a row, and now they've hit a skid and lost 3 out of the last 4, I believe, something like that. So, but John does a great job up there with Farragut, and we've played him a number of times in tournaments, and actually had some home games with Farragut. So.
Well, it's going to be fun to go up there and be on the road. It won't be easy, that's for sure, but you don't need easy. You need games to be competitive, games that you can improve your team in and all that. And then we'll take the Christmas break and we'll go to Heritage, Georgia, not Heritage, Tennessee, not at Maryville, but down just off Battlefield Parkway down there, Heritage, Georgia, home of the Generals, and we'll play in a tournament down there. We'll start on the 27th with Calhoun, Georgia, in our first game. Then, depending on what we do, we'll play it on out for
yeah, and
there.
you know, I don't even know who's in that other bracket. I don't care.
Yeah.
We're going to play with whoever we come up with, and then we will have some video on them for sure by the time that we get ready for that game. And we'll have some video on most of those teams.
Well, the focus right now is on East Town tonight, obviously, and you can see that game here live at Bradley Central. You can listen on Mix 104.1. You can watch it on bchs.tv. It'll be also streamed through Facebook as well as YouTube on the bchs.tv network. All these videos that we record each week will be on Facebook, and also they'll stay on YouTube. So you can go back and review them anytime you want to. We're going to wrap it up till after the first of the year, so we'll say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, God bless, and go Bears.